Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising, everybody, and thank you for checking out another one of my intraday day trade setups. I do appreciate it. So let's go ahead and get straight up into it. There's not much news that I have to worry about this morning, so I'm not really gonna look too deep into that. Let me just refresh it on my phone actually, so that I can see if there's anything that I have to pay close attention to. Durable goods, new home sales. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Durable goods and new home sales for the US dollar is going to be happening like in the next hour and 30 minutes and 2 hours or 3 hours. So it's like not even that crucial of an event. Dollar has kept rising, like I had mentioned on the weekly analysis. Let's go over to the DXY because that's the one that I had the markup of what I was saying I was looking for. And I was saying, hey, either A, price is going to retrace back down before it continues going bullish, or price is just going to keep going to the upside, which from the analysis, price has just kept going to the upside. So let's go get rid of this fib and get rid of all these right here, right? So now, like I was saying on the weekly analysis, like this is the zone on a weekly time frame. This is the next area where price is going to come over at, and price hasn't stopped yet, and it's just we need to see some structure get broken before we can even start to really say that, okay, yes, now is a good time to try to potentially sell this or anything like that, because again, it's just pushed price to the upside like this, because this is where I started my analysis last weekend, basically, and then price, or this week, and then price just again continue to go to the upside. So we need to see some structures to get broken before really start to sell it. Like lower time frames, for sure, it'd be pretty cool for this structure to get broken. I mean, not even for lower time frames, just for me in general, this structure that's right here, it needs to get broken before I personally decide that, okay, yes, this is gonna be a good short small time frame zone. But overall, my bias still stands. Like I need to see this structure down here between 99.579 and 99.788. I need this structure to get broken to the downside before I really start to feel good about selling. But other than that, this just looks like a buyer's market. Even though it's at this zone on the higher time frames, it just looks like to me a buyer's market. So going on over to arbitrage. Daily time frame still very much bullish. 4-hour time frame still very much bullish. 1-hour time frame never called for that sell. Yeah, never called for that sell. So definitely a very bullish market. I mean, even going on to the 5-minute time frame, although it wasn't a great move, I would not have played it from this low to this high. Look where price came back down to before going bullish. It could definitely still climb up to 102.120 by the end of today. Like I said, I would probably not have played this, but I mean, the opportunity was there, right? So that's for the dollar, dude. Like the DXY, it's just bullish, and I wouldn't try to sell it at this time by any means necessary. So going on over to EURUSD. EURUSD was the same thing, right? Either A is going to retrace to the upside, or B is going to push to the downside. I said I wanted to see what it looked like when price pushed down to 1.0700. And right now, price is currently underneath set pricing. If we go over to the weekly time frame, we can say that, hey, there's still some downside that this price can come down to. Down over here, which I'm like, yeah, that's true. Even down to the likes of 1.03582 in the distant future. That's definitely a possibility. But right now, this is just way too bearish for me. As I mentioned on the weekly analysis, I said either like once it pushes to the downside, I'll make my decision. But right now, there's no decision for me to make. It's just very bearish, and I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Going on to the 30-minute. Going on to the 30-minute time frame, same thing, right? I would not have probably taken this trade, but from this high to this low, price retraced. Yeah, I wouldn't have taken it because it didn't get to my entry, but it came to the 61.8 fib, came to the fib zone regardless before dropping. You know, didn't get to my fib area that I would have wanted, but it's all good. And so this looks like it's just going to keep falling. So there's no reason for me to try to buy into it. You know, there's no reason for me to hop into this Euro USD buy. Like, it's way too early. You know, like I said, I wouldn't have played it personally, especially since it didn't get to that area. But from this high to this low, price did retrace and come into that fib zone, came into that 50 EMA on the 30-minute time frame, and then kept falling. So unless EU, the only way I have played this at this point is if EU retraces back up to the fib zone and then falls again, type of thing. And even that is just, price has just been so bearish that I don't even kind of want to. Instead of me putting it right here, I mean, this is where it would kind of be better at, but I'm putting the fib up here for now. So, you know, this is probably the only thing that I can see on EU right now, because it's just been so bearish. And it's like, okay, well, if you try to buy it without there being any break of structures or anything like that, then you're a madman for that, basically. But you feel me? Gonna set my alert for the EU sells, and then we'll see what goes on. Arbitrage for sure isn't going to give any type of trade opportunities. Probably by the time it gets up to that RSI line right there, that'd be the retracement that I'm looking for the sell. 15-minute time frame, like, yeah, everything's bearish, dude, on EU. It's going over to AUD USD. Probably nothing over here as well, except, oh wow. All right, so price rejecting off of that 71% on the daily time frame. That's pretty good. Although I do not want to try to buy this because of how price will wick to the upside like that and then dropped. But still, price rejecting off of that 71% fib, something to pay attention to. So going to the 4-hour time frame, I like the candlestick right there, taking out the lows and then pushing to the upside. So 1-hour time frame is a little better looking. You know, price took out these equal lows right here, then push back up. I like the little break of structure on the lower time frames that's right here. Let me get rid of this down here real quick. And we don't need this fib, higher time frame fib up right now. 30-minute time frame. I like this. Well, let me go to the 15 actually. I like this break of structure right here. That's what I like to see. Although this is not really a bullish impulsive move. Smaller time frames. This was a setup that played out apparently. Like, we're not smaller, but I mean like 5-minute time frame. If I put a fib right here, that low to this high. Price came back into that zone, hit all 3 of these 1-to-1 risk reward. Right now, what I would want to see on the AU for me to try to buy it would be something like this. Like I said, on the lower time frames, I like the structure that it break, and I like the zone that it rejected off of. So if it is going to go bullish, then I'm going to want to see it come down to 0.71700 or 0.7161 or 0.71700 pretty slowly. I would have wanted to get there fast, and if it does, then I'm like, nope, I'm not going to buy this. But we'll see what happens throughout the day. 80 USD 15-minute time frame calling for a sell, so that push to the downside could be a likelihood. Ooh, Arby's calling for a buy though. Damn, if this was a couple hours ago, I probably would have told us to get into a buy. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We'll see what goes on throughout the day. If price comes back down and if it doesn't look that great for me for a buy possibility still, then I'll say, okay, let's not get into a buy. But yeah, AU, this is, that's calling for a buy for sure. And I don't know if I wouldn't get into it yet. The arbitrage Z hasn't passed through the ground zero. Now, if it was over here, like I said, if it was a couple hours ago, I would have said, okay, let's hop in for a better risk reward. But it's up here, and I don't want to just hop. Like, I don't want to try to seem like I'm chasing the trade, especially since, like I said, on the 5-minute time frame, the way how it's already hit all of its targets basically from this fib setup right here. Well, not all of his targets, but all of the fibs have hit 1-to-1. So that's why I'm just like, let's see what happens. I don't necessarily want to try to buy right here because this could just be a perfect area going on to the 15-minute time frame. Although it didn't break any structures, for me on the 5-minute, this can be in the perfect area for price to literally just start to turn around, right? Like literally a perfect area for price to just start going bearish. So that's the reason why I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna try to buy it quite yet. If it drops down here, that'd be good. You know, if price decides to come back down to the likes of 0.1800, then maybe I'll look to buy it again. But other than that, we're gonna have to see what happens rest of the day. All right, UChef. Been extremely bullish though, huh? All right, so weekly time frame wise, you know, it's still at this possible area where it can turn around at this 71% Fibonacci zone or Fibonacci level on the weekly, from the high of 0.99059 to the low of 0.87571. Daily time frame, it hasn't really moved that much this week, but UChef low-key is a slow moving pair, so still at that potential selling point. It's interesting, but the way how the DXY is, I don't want to necessarily try to hop into any sells without any type of further confirmations, right? We might be seeing an evening star pattern here, which would be, sorry about that, which would be pretty awesome. You know, got the bearish engulfing candle right there, 2 bullish candles and a bearish. I mean, I would have loved to have seen a doji candle here instead, but as long as this really is going to be bearish engulfing, then we might see a potential for a reversal. But overall, since this is so bullish at this point in time, all I'm really looking at is, hey, it's making higher highs and higher lows. So I would want to see inside this zone to get rejected off of before going bullish. And really the only time that I'm going to really start to feel somewhat bearish, I mean, yeah, this structure, I would want to see the structure get broken for me to then be like, okay, yeah, now I'm going to start looking for sells on UChef overall. But I mean, it's more of a 15-minute play, if anything. Like price pushing back down and then continuing to the upside. Because again, like the US dollar just looks so bullish and it has so much structure to break before it even decides to do that. So we'll see what goes down. Great. Let me see what else I can look for on the 1 hour, because hourly wise, for me to look for another bullish opportunity would have to be something like this, and price would have to come all the way back down to like 0.9500, and that's probably gonna take a while. So we'll see what happens. I have these alerts set, but depending on how the market gets down to those areas, that's when I'll be like, okay, I'm not gonna get into a trade or anything like that. We'll see what goes on. Going over to arbitrage, 1 hour, setting up for a sell opportunity. Yeah, this sell might actually as much as I see the sell, the risk to reward is also there. Like if I were to sell at this point, which I'm not yet, but it looks promising for the drop. I'm going to the 15-minute. I'm pretty sure it's going to call for a sell. Yeah, called for it 30 minutes ago. 30-minute time frame as well. Yeah, this is probably more than likely going to push to the downside. And if it does push to this mean line and stop, and that will be perfect because that would be where, you know, I'm aiming for that 1-to-1. Well, not really. Like actually I have to go a little lower and then pop up. So yeah, we'll see what goes on with you, Chef. 1 hour time frame is looking for a sell opportunity. So I have to watch for that. Okay, Goldilocks. I'm glad I didn't trade it. Daily time frame, price continued pushing to the downside a lot more than I was expecting it to. But that's totally fine. Like I said, that's the reason why I didn't trade it, right? So going a little closer. Very bearish move right here. Let me go ahead and actually delete this fib right now. This box and this right here. Yes. Okay, so this bearish move, all I'm really seeing right here is, okay, I want to buy the market. You know, I'm glad that when this happened and price dropped, I wasn't willing to buy it, basically, right? Prices made these equal lows. Prices still rejecting off of this structure. This is the structure that I said that I wanted to break for me to really be bearish on gold. And from the looks of it, that's what's going to happen. So this is probably the move that I'm waiting for at this point. But other than that, I'm not going to try to buy just off of a support like that. You know, I'd rather just wait for further confirmation. Let me see up on the lower time frames. There's some breaker structures that I like, which I'm not really seeing anything. You know, at this point, all I'm really seeing is, hey, in the 1 hour time frame, price pushes up to 1937, sell it. You know, on the 15-minute time frame, you know, although it's not super impulsive, if price pushes back up over to 1914, then I'll be looking for that 1-to-1, you know. So that's what I'm kind of looking at this morning personally. But then with how price rejected, I mean, how prices bounced off of the support and then retraced, it's not necessarily ABC, but it does look a little flaggish. It does, not the greatest flag, but it does look a little flaggish, you know. We're going to see what happens with gold. Too much noise around news this week. Better to wait till it's over. Volatility might be too high. Yeah, I agree with those. I agree with that statement. Like, there's a lot of noise and hoopla. But hey, let's see what goes down. I'm going to go ahead and set this alert at the 61.8 since price hasn't hit that yet. We'll see what goes down. The bearish flag would play out though. Yeah, that's all I see right now for the bearish flag to play out. If we get that 78.6, then I might try to take the sell. All I can look for is these smaller time frame opportunities, but everything is just continuing to go one side. Let me see what you're talking about. Bullish move right there. Possibility. I see that. Okay. Yeah, I see the move on the 1 hour way more than on the 15-minute. The 1 hour looks way cleaner for a possible move like that than the 15-minute for sure. So I would need it to still come up to like the likes of 1937. I see this move way better as the impulsive bearish move rather than on that lower time frame, for sure. I'm probably gonna monitor how this looks out just for my records personally, but I won't call it. But this is what I'd rather see, quite honestly. So Let's see what Arby's talking about real quick. Yeah, even with Arby's setting up that 1 hour, if that fib gets hit, then most likely Arby's gonna call for a buy. So I'm not really feeling it that much for the buy on or for the sell on what I was showing for that lower time frame. 15-minute time frame going bullish, 30-minute time frame doesn't surprise me here. And the 1 hour is about to call for a buy shortly as well. I'm gonna actually set this alert. Once for bar close, boom. We'll see what goes on. We'll see what really goes on. Dow Jones, let's see what this puppy talking about. Oh wow, this might be a play for this morning. All right, so far, let's go on a daily time frame, see what's going on. Yesterday was that bearish too. I mean, that's the weekly, never mind. All right, the day before yesterday was pretty bearish. Then you have this candlestick hitting that 61.8. I mean, if I move this fib a little bit, or if I move it right here, because this is how I'm pretty sure some people probably drew the fib out. Like from this low to this high, price rejected off of this 71%. They went bullish. I personally feel like just looking at it from this point of view, although this is where I would say the bullish move started. For this right here, I would say that's where it started, but still, I'd rather prefer still having my alert right there at like 33,200 for the long-term buy overall. This bullish move that we have here, I mean, it did break previous like smaller time frame lower high. This bearish move is kind of like gold. Like this, I still see it potentially going up higher for a retracement. And after price doing this right here, I just feel like, hey, at this point, dang, it's not even that impulsive either. It's not that impulsive it's not even looking that great on the 5-minute. I mean, it did break this structure. Like I said, on the lower time frames, I suppose. Something greatest look though, like I said. And I'm not trying to just give out any type of trades at the same time. Damn, it's only because of that freaking. It's only because of this that I'm like kind of interested, like falling wedge type status. Price broke out of it, the retracement. That's the only reason why I see it. I see the sell. Yeah, I think it's gonna make its way up first before it decides to fall because of the way how this fell. You know, that's what really is got me thinking that this might continue to make this push to the downside. Okay. Let me also, yeah, like the indices, I definitely see them falling, and I definitely see that price is broken through their structure. But at this point, also where the price stopped at with the fibs, I kind of want to see, well, not even kind of, I want to see this retracement occur for another leg down, you know. Like, already I've spoken about this on the weekly analysis, so don't really need to talk too deep into it. The possibility of price still coming down to 33,200, I still like the looks of it, but you know, 5-minute time frame, just because of the falling wedge and how price took out the lows before pushing to the upside like that, I kind of want to look for the buys. And it's just probably going to be like a 1-to-1. Once we get the 1-to-1, then we could be like, all right, what's the next play type of thing. Ooh, reports earnings. Google has been dropping dramatically. Yeah, that's something to watch out for. I'm gonna go ahead and drop in. I'm just gonna go ahead and put the alert there and see what the market does. Like, there's a lot of setups. Like, as you guys can see, there's things that 1, 2, 3, 4 we just saw on the lower time frames that we could play, because there's always going to be setups on the lower time frames, but it's just the higher time frames, if they're it's making it hard for me to swing right now, you know. But scalping opportunities, they are definitely there. Like, this is all right, and like I said, it's mostly because of the falling wedge and price taking out the lows first before jumping up like that. That's what has me interested. So on the Dow Jones, it's basically the same thing with the NASDAQ, right? NASDAQ, what I was saying, I want to see that move to the upside before looking to sell. It's kind of basically the same thing that I'm looking at for US 30, right? It's just equal highs right here, price dropped. So there's no reason for me to look for a type of like long-term buying opportunities right now, quite honestly. From this low to this high, the fib price is just right there at the 78.6. I wouldn't necessarily try to swing it, because I do feel like these are just going to keep going lower. I mean, NASDAQ has just been taking a harder hit than the Dow Jones, personally, in my opinion. But, you know, overall, like I said, it just, to me personally, looks better for a selling opportunity long term than buying. And the 15-minute time frame, this doesn't look that great to me. Like, yeah, it broke this structure, same thing as like how US 30 kind of broke its structure, but I don't like the way how this looks. I'd rather stick with US 30 for the buy possibility than for NASDAQ, personally. So let me go ahead and look at arbitrage real quick. I did not take a look at that, and RB is calling for a buy opportunity on the 1 hour time frame. So I like seeing that I like seeing that it's calling for a buy while I'm looking for a buy opportunity with the fib. So that's probably what I'm going to line up my trade opportunity with this morning. You know, if it comes a little lower, that'll be cool. It could potentially just come a little lower and then reject to the upside. Or it could just possibly just come down and retest the RSI line, then push to the upside too. You know, it could do either or of those things. Or it could just keep going right here without even retracing for us. So, gonna wait and see. I'm definitely feeling the fib setup more than trying to get in at 33770. But getting in at 3370 at that price isn't bad either, because overall stop loss is still going to be at 33317.8. You know, overall that's not going to change. And then the risk to reward just up to the upper danger zone. To the upper danger zone is a 1 to 2, let alone to the second deviation. So gonna see what goes on. You know, I'm leaving this setup up regardless, whether you want to take the trade down here or for up here. The stop loss is still at 33317.8, and I'm gonna be willing to take that. Exactly. It's like, which one to play? That's the question. And I'm take a look at NASDAQ as well. 15-minute time frame, yeah, it's looking bearish. So the retracement is going to happen for sure. But yeah, NASDAQ is looking like the same thing. And so even if you were to take the buy over here when price rejects the RSI line, or even if you were to take, I mean, I don't like this fib personally, but, or if you take the fib down here, one of these two entries for a bullish move, it wouldn't, like, it's the same thing, but nonetheless, my stop loss would be below 13,192. Like, that's just what my stop loss would be at. And then let's look at S&P real quick. I don't know why S&P isn't back on my list, but okay. Let me add that. Yeah, there you go. There we go. Okay, so S&P. First of all, arbitrage, same thing, right? looking like it's calling for a buy. I like that. No matter what, my stop loss would be at or under 4201. Yeah, this looks better. This looks better than both the Dow Jones and NASDAQ. Personally, when it comes to the break of the structures on a lower time frame for a possible buy opportunity, yeah, the S&P's, I mean the U.S. indices is probably going to be the play for me this morning, more than all these other ones. But again, it's all going to be dependent on how price got down there, and it's the same thing, you know, falling wedge. I love me that falling wedge. Volume was decreasing as price started to move up. It's kind of interesting. So I want to see what the point of control is at as well. That's interesting. It lines up right to where I wanted to get to. Yeah, I'm probably going to end up buying this, guys. One of these, I'm going to probably end up buying one of these guys. Just going to depend on which one, or maybe take both of them, because I'm looking more at US 30 and S&P than NASDAQ. I usually always do. But we'll see what goes down. We'll definitely see what goes down with that. I like the RE setup as well. Again, arbitrage is more of, hey, if you want to buy it down over here at 4266 or right at current price for any of these indices, sure. Stop loss will just have to be below the wick or at the wick down here, you know, whichever one you decide. But overall, I do like the buy possibility on the lower time frames for sure. So I'm gonna see what happens with those three. The Bitcoin. I mean, I don't really try to, damn, hold on, boy. It kind of looks like the same thing as the indices. Low key, price came there to those equal lows, rejected off of the zone that I had mentioned. That's interesting. Hold on, I'll be. All right, so let's take a look at Biddy. Biddy's still rejecting off of this structure. I like seeing this daily candlestick from yesterday. Looks like it's taking out the equal lows, kind of. I mean, not equal lows when we go into the 4-hour time frame. Oh, I mean, yeah. On the 4-hour time frame, it looks much more like it has broken through equal lows before falling down type status. You know what I'm saying? So maybe before pushing to the upside, tweezer bottoms down here. Tweezer bottoms, bullish move. You know, I would love a retracement before looking to buy Bitcoin again for a long-term possibility. I would love a move like this, realistically speaking. It's just the same thing as the indices, right? Since price did break through this structure, I would rather get this move back down to 38,900 before looking for a bullish opportunity. That's what I would love to see this morning. But I do know that this possibility, hold on. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that there for now. But I know that this possibility right here does exist as well. Going on to the daily time frame, I'm gonna show different possibilities that can happen throughout this week regardless. But you know, from this low to this high, price still rejected 71%. Damn, I mean, it did hit that 71% pretty nicely, then pushed to the upside. And it's kind of like the same thing I still have right here, you know, that drop and then continuation to the upside. It's still very much possible, but again, I would rather prefer for price to give me a retracement down here. And even with that, you know, what happens if this wick to the upside, not even a wick, this bearish move right here, what if price decides to just come over to here to 41,576, 42,000 maximum, and then decides to drop as well? You know, there's a couple of things that I'm seeing that are a possibility on Bitcoin still, especially off of this 4-hour play, because I mean, when I just moved the fib over to the side over here, you can see that this was a hella valid move from this drop. Even though, yes, it did come and take out equal lows, before pushing to the upside. It never gave the retracement before going up, and then when it did finally retrace, it came and made a lower low. So again, we got to be careful with how this could potentially play out, but overall, again, I want to see this move happen before I look for another buying opportunity on Biddy. You know, it's again, it looks very similar to the indices in that sense, that it's kind of the same thing. We're going over to arbitrage. I'm pretty sure it's calling for a big call for buys. I would not have played this though. Let me look at the 4 hour real quick. The 4 hour is above the RSI line, so now I want to look at the 2 hour in between. A retracement, nonetheless, is what I would need. Yeah, the 2 hour is probably the only thing that looks good between the 1 hour and the 4 hour. Daily time frame rejecting off of that lower danger zone. Yeah, let's see what goes on. It's still, like I said, still a possibility to buy. Ethereum, same thing basically. I'm glad that I didn't try to sell this. I saw it and I'm like, hell no, I'm not trying to sell this. All right, so 1 hour. Yeah, price broke through this structure right here. But is this structure more that I would have wanted it to break? But nonetheless, I mean, Bitcoin just looks the same thing. Is kind of the same thing with Bitcoin. You know, it's like, well, Bitcoin kind of did the same thing where it didn't break through those highs, but it broke through these down here. So it's like, hey, well, let's see what really goes down. If this is going to be what the structure broke, I like the bullish move for sure. I like this bullish move that happened. I like the way that the daily candle closed for sure. So we'll see if we'll get that retracement bullish move to the upside. You know, other than that, like I said, with the possibilities of Bitcoin, it's kind of similar with Ethereum. I'm not going to map them out. I'll leave that to the group chat for next wave and arbitrage. But definitely like it's still calling for a sell, but I like the daily, like I said, for sure. I like the daily. The retracement, I feel like, is going to be inevitable to the downside, though. I mean, after this bullish move like this, it wouldn't surprise me if price continued to going bullish, but I need the retracement for me personally. You know, the 1 hour, the 4 hour looks bad. The 2 hour, let's see what it looks like. 2 hour, yeah, retracement would be needed nonetheless. And if price just did that, I might as well just have it come a little lower before I look to buy. So that's what I'm looking at for Ethereum, really. Like, I want to see this push down over here before going bullish. Okay, GU is looking like a whole lot of PU, in my opinion. It's just bearish. The GPs died. I'm not seeing anything here. You know, like I said on the weekly analysis, the possibility for price to still come to 1.22254 or 1.200, it still exists. I'm not even going to look at arbitrage on GU. It's very much bearish. GJ, it's on this tear as well to the downside. You know, it tried retracing a little bit. It broke through the structure that I wanted it to see it break for me to be like, okay, maybe I'll look for selling opportunities. But nonetheless, I cannot ignore that from this low to this high, price is entering into that fib area. I cannot ignore that, especially with the way how bullish this thing has been. I cannot ignore it. But now, next month, when we're talking about that monthly, when I'm looking at the monthly analysis, and I'm looking at this long ass candlestick to the upside, it's gonna be like, okay, do you really want to buy GJ, or are you looking for sells, right? So again, GJ, I'm not gonna necessarily. Well, let me look at arbitrage, because I'm pretty sure on the daily time frame it's called for a sell, or it's gonna start looking to call for a sell. Yeah. But other than that, there's nothing really there for me on EURGBP. And EG did reject nicely off of that 71% Fibonacci zone. I cannot deny that. That bounced off very nicely. To say that it's going to hold, I'm not too sure. But overall, I want to see the structure get broken nonetheless. Damn, this looks corrective as fuck. I'd rather just see price drop down before looking for a buy opportunity. Yeah, EG is just sheesh. I don't know if I would want to play from this bottom to this top, but that's where the most impulsive move looks before it starts to really get corrective up here. I'm going to pay attention to EG, but I'm not going to map anything out. I want to see what arbitrage is talking about as well. 1 hour time frame is probably calling for a sell. Yep. Ooh, do I want to take this sell? But it just looks corrective to me more than anything. And nothing down here is confirmed either. But everything is confirmed right here. It looks like a good... Let me see what the risk reward looks like. I might take this. A 1 to 4, and I want to see this retrace. Peyton, what are you looking at for EG? I want to know. So I might take this if you're still on. Let me see. Yeah, he is. What are you looking at for EG?
Yeah, I'm still on. Hold on.
Go ahead, you good?
I'm in the gym. No, yeah, I mean, I see the retracement, but I am mad bullish. Just go quick monthly. Just click that monthly real quick.
Sheesh. Oh my lord.
So you remember that monthly zone it was fighting?
Yeah.
I think the monthly is holding.
Damn, it is holding.
Go to 4 hour now or daily.
Let me look at the 4
so
hour.
I'm playing the bulls on the last 4 hour impulse, but it definitely has to retrace before that.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. So you're looking at this move right here.
I see that fib as well. So it's kind of almost 50-50. I'm just playing like more recent momentum type-ish.
So you're playing this move right here? Yeah.
Yeah. I've been questioning if I want to bring it from the very bottom or from like
the start,
most recent momentum start, but I think that's the wave right there.
You're talking about this right here?
Like if you go to the 1 hour, you'll be able to see the last impulse.
Yeah, like from this move right here?
Yeah. Because there's a lot of imbalance right there. You know, bulls have been coming in strong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see it.
So.
I see
but
it.
Yeah, sure. That entails a pretty good retrace. And
no,
I don't know. The bulls have just been popping off since last week, maybe even slowly the week before that. And so, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
The pound has been very, very weak. So if it continues to be weak, EG is going to continue up.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see.
I'm gonna take this 50. I'm gonna take this trade. You know, I don't like the way
RB's. It's a perfect RB retracement.
Exactly.
You know
That's exactly how I'm looking at it.
Perfect RB retrace.
All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna hop into this. Let me go ahead. Let me do the best play and go over here to Cashback FX because we over here at Next Wave highly tolerate, and that was loud, but still highly tolerate the use of lot size calculator and risk management. So opening price 0.84152 is my entry, and then stop loss is at 0.84419. 4419. Wait, is it? 0.84419. Yeah. Then account balance. Yeah. Let's just do 1% risk, no matter what it is, no matter what the account balance is. You guys don't need to know my account balance. So 0.443 in order for me to risk 1% of $15,000. You know, if it was 10,000, then it goes to 0.03 basically. Oh no, that's for $1,000. Sorry. If it goes to $10,000, then it goes to 0.29, or basically a 0.3. So I'm gonna put a 0.3 on here for this account. Dang, I haven't traded EURGBP that long. It's not even on my quotes list. That's funny. Oops. All right. So I'm in that. So EURGBP, let's see what's up. I'm putting my stop loss at break even once price breaks below these lows, basically at this lower danger zone. Take profit too. It's probably gonna be like around over here. I'm just gonna put it at 0.83554. Then I'll just talk about it more as it goes on. But so yeah, there's setups. There's a good amount of setups, guys. There's a good amount of setups I'm looking at this morning for the lower time frames. I'm in this EG sell. So let's see what happens overall. And it's a good risk to reward. 26 pip stop loss. We'll see what goes down. But from that's it, guys. That's all I got this morning. Is there any other pairs anybody wants me to take a look at before I hop off? Nothing? All right, guys. Well, if that's the case, later, let's make some money and let's see what happens. Later.